Hello everyone, I'm Claire Marie B and welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be taking you through my November 2023 bullet journal setup. My theme for this month, I've gone with an autumnal theme. I've really wanted to do something in different shades of beige and browns for quite some time. I'm not actually a coffee drinker, which is the obvious one to go to. I do like coffee, I just can't drink it. So I can't do a coffee theme with the same passion and loveliness that everybody else does. So this month I decided to go autumnal, and I'm doing this cuckoo clock and really focusing on a leaf design as well. And the whole scheme is going to be done in different shades of browns and neutrals and beige, etc. I hope you enjoy it. This is probably one of the more lengthier ones for me to draw out, and I did have, as usual, doing something a bit more arty, a little crisis of confidence while drafting out and thought, am I doing the right theme here? But I just went for it. Because it is an artier theme, when I call it an arty theme, I mean it's one where I'm going to be drawing an awful lot more, and it's a bit more intricate. It takes me longer to draft it out. As you can see, I always draft in pencil. That's just because you can guarantee if I've tried to draw something tons of times and I draw it perfectly freehand and don't need the pencil designs, the minute I turn that camera on, it's going to go squiggly. And my wobbly lines when I'm drawing straight lines are an example of that. If I don't have the video on, my lines are really straight. So I've drafted everything out in advance in pencil, and that obviously takes longer to do that setup when it's something that's more of an intricate drawing like this, and then actually drawing it out takes longer. So my overall setup and recording time this month was significantly longer, but I'm really happy with the results. There's a few things I would tweak. We're always critical of our own work, aren't we? So yeah, there's a few tweaks I would make if I did it again, but overall I'm happy with it. So I've drawn out the clock, and then I've used, for the clock face, I used a roll of washi tape to get a perfect circle, because if I didn't have that, it wouldn't be so great. What I'm showing you now is the drawing out with the pencil. So I realised if the clock the clock hands weren't in the right place and the times weren't in the right place, that was going to really annoy me as well. So I decided to draft that out more. And then in true me style, I made a mistake. I don't know why, I think I was just so focused on what I was trying to get done, but as you'll see there, for 12 o'clock I drew 1 o'clock because I was just starting at the top and just went 1. I realised partway through and I think I've been able to cover it up by just adjusting and putting the X in front of that and making it a little bit, turning it into the 12. So because it was a Roman numerals clock anyway, I think I managed to get away with it. So now it's time to move on to the colouring. This is the part I really enjoyed doing this month. I liked using so many different shades, and it was just really great for a mindfulness activity, really. Just to colour in. It made me realise how much I do enjoy colouring in those adult colouring books. So I think I might dig a couple of those out this month, although I keep giving myself way too much to do. So yeah, maybe I won't get to them this month, but let's see. So I picked a nice, what I call a chestnut brown colour to do the base. I am using Tombow pens, which are the coloured pens that I normally use. If you don't have Tombows, I realise that they can be quite expensive, especially if you're brand new to bullet journaling. You don't have to spend lots and lots of money. These are just the ones that I like using the most, and I've been journaling now for about 3 years. So yeah, as I've gone along, I started out with Crayola Super Tips, which I still really love, and I'll still use those quite a lot. But as I felt that my work was progressing and I was getting a bit more confident, that's when I moved on to the Tombows. So yeah, you don't need to have these if you're a beginner. You can use the Crayola Super Tips. They've got lots of shades of brown in there. You just want some decent quality pens. But the most important thing is the quality of the paper. Anything is going to ghost and bleed through. It doesn't matter what pens you've got, they'll all ghost and bleed through if the quality of the paper is thinner. So I always use 160 GSM. I know they're more expensive as journals, but I don't compromise on the quality of the paper, so that I think usually whatever I'm writing in there or the art looks a lot better. It really bothers me when I see ghosting through from one page to the next. So for me personally, it's an issue. If it's not for you, don't worry about it. You can use whatever pens and whatever paper works for you. For some extra definition in the leaves, I'm using one of my white jelly pens. This was perfect to look kind of more like skeletal and paler with the leaves. This pen, whenever I use the white ink pens, the gel pens, I often need to build up the layers. So why this was perfect for the leaves was I could just do one going over, and it just added a little bit of something extra to those leaves. This month I really fancied doing a quote page, so that's what I'm putting in on the left-hand side. I've originally, when I started doing journaling, I had a quote page, and then it became really pressured to think of a quote every single month. So now I don't put as much pressure on myself. If I do one, I do one. If I don't, I don't. If something comes to me, great. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. I think it's more the design sometimes that feels pressured. Because whenever I pick a theme, I find it quite easy to go throughout the month, maybe including bits of those themes, but to make the quote page stand out and look different, sometimes I feel it's a bit bare, and I haven't quite I haven't quite gelled with that yet, so more practice probably needed. That could be a new goal for 2024 when I do my new journal setup. So this month I've gone for the autumn theme of autumn is a second spring where every leaf is a flower. Autumn is my favourite season and spring is a very close second. So this was a perfect quote for me this month. I decided for this page to do more of a scrapbooking style. I had a whole bunch of stickers that I thought were quite apt and went with the colour scheme, and some really nice washi tapes as well. So I decided to just build up the quote and have some stickers on the left-hand side. I think the scrapbooking style is something, again, that I can get much better at with practice. I've got a long way to go. I see some of the designs on Instagram that people do and they're just amazing. And for me, I just don't think my brain works in that scrapbooking style, so I need to learn that. Onto my calendar spread. This month I'm bringing it back, my coloured boxes. I'd used so many different shades of beiges and nudes and browns that I thought this month is the perfect month to do all the different colours on the page and keep it in the theme. Because the month has 5 weeks that I needed to draw out, there wasn't a lot of space for an awful lot of decoration. So I'm letting the colour scheme be the decoration on this page instead. Usually I randomise the boxes, but I found that when I was doing that, I'd end up with rows with duplicate colours and things like that. So this month I decided to create more of a pattern, and I really like how it's turned out. So I think this is probably how I'll do these going forwards. I think this sticky paper is probably one of the best buys that I've ever made. I'm so happy with it and I use it all the time. It's really not expensive if you get the chance to pick it up or if you're interested in where it's from. I think it's Stationery Pal, this one, and I've got a discount code if you want to get any money off of your any of your purchases. I have a whole bunch of discount codes if you're looking for buying any journaling materials. If you pop over to my Instagram, there's a link on there which has all the different discount codes for me. And that's the calendar spread complete. On to my wellbeing and mission control pages. So the wellbeing page is going to be on the left-hand side this month, and the mission control on the right, which is getting more and more sparse every time I do a monthly setup, but it's working for me at the moment. This page took quite a while to set it up, but it was worth it when I got to the end of it. I started out by creating boxes for me to list the wellbeing objectives for that month. So you can see there I'm putting little sticky dots down, and that's going to be one thing or one wellbeing focus for me for the month, and then I'll tick that off as I do it. That could be anything. I could just be sat thinking, I haven't done anything for me today, or just to keep myself focused. So that's what's going to be in those boxes. I just haven't decided exactly which things just yet. And then in the background, I decided to create the leaf design and have that as a print behind. So the first thing I needed to do was draw out all of the leaves. Originally, I had a different plan for the mission control side on the right-hand side, but when I saw how well the well-being piece turned out, and I just really loved the leaf print, I decided that I would replicate the same, because no matter what I did on the mission control page, I didn't think it was going to look as autumnal as the one on the left. So I decided at the last minute to change it up and do the same thing and do the leaf print design. So you will see that for the first time in a very long time in my journaling, I'm not sketching out all of the leaves behind, because the pattern was such a random thing to do and I loved it for that. You could just go for it with the leaves and it would all be fine. I just trusted that everything would be okay in the end. So I just went for it with the black ink and yeah, didn't need the pencil this time. And they're complete. On to the last of my monthly setup spreads, which is my memories page. This memories piece I build up throughout the month and I pop in there anything great that's happened, things I want to remember about, photos, tickets. That page ends up really busy, but at the start of the month, obviously it's my blank canvas. And here's my final flip through. Thank you so much for watching today. If you liked my video, please hit like and subscribe. Don't forget to turn on the notifications and you'll be notified when I release future content. See you in my next video. Bye.